Have you ever sat down and thought about where your thoughts are coming from? So I'm watching a video today and I'm watching Myron Golden talk about the dangers of toxic money thoughts.
Have you ever thought about what you think about? I mean, have you ever literally sat down and taken inventory of the thoughts that you think and then ask yourself, where did those thoughts come from?
Now, I want you to think about this. First of all, if you don't know who Myron Golden is, he's an entrepreneur, big finance guy, big guy on building your faith and basically coming out of stagnation, that feeling of being stuck and not getting what you want to get out of life.
Like your thoughts about money, where did they come from? Your thoughts about wealth and poverty, your thoughts about how much money is a lot of money, how much money is a little money.
If you're not following this page, make sure you follow him. But the video I was watching was talking about
money. Have you ever sat down and thought about where did those thoughts come from? Money. Have you ever sat down and thought about where did those thoughts come from?
Tim Buckley Talks. I bring you philosophy, motivation, inspiration, and most importantly, something to think about. Have you ever sat down and thought about where your thoughts are coming from? For instance, if you feel like you have a lack of confidence, or if you feel like there's a reason why you haven't achieved something, or if there's some type of level of success you feel like that you should be reaching, or you should be there already, what is hindering you? What type of thoughts are you having about those situations? Or if it's about money, if it's about relationships, this is about family, whatever it may be, have a seat and think about your thoughts. Literally think about your thoughts. Like, what's a lot of money to you? What's a big house to you? So for some people, $10,000, that may be a lot. But where did you learn that from? Where did $10,000 become a lot of money to you? Why not 500,000? What's a big house to you? 3 bedrooms? Why not 5 or 6 or 7 bedrooms? So it was a challenge to kind of tap into your subconscious mind and go back and think about what you may have been taught. Were there, limited beliefs, lack in limitation growing up? Was somebody always telling you no, or telling you, it's not enough of this or not enough of that? And growing up, you say, you know what? Well, I'm probably not going to be able to have that right there. I'm probably not going to be able to do that because of whatever the reason may be, whatever the reason somebody else taught you that you wasn't going to be able to do that. But how do you realize that you're having those toxic thoughts until you actually sit down and think about what you're actually thinking about? So watching this video from Myron was very, very, it was a wake up for, I believe, everybody. Just take a second and say, you know what, like, what am I thinking about? Like, is that hindering me from reaching my goals? Is that stopping me from getting where I need to go? Is this a hindering or limiting belief that I have in my system, in my subconscious, that I don't know that's stopping me from getting where I need to go? Because the truth of the matter is, if you want better results out of life, then you are what you think about. You become what you think about. So this was a big video and challenging everyone, including myself, as we learn, grow, get experience, and gain new awareness in the world. We still have to focus on what our thoughts are. What are we thinking about? And then what's consistently popping up in our head that might be a trigger, it might be slowing us down, might be stopping us from getting the most out of life and what we deserve. So if I sit down, I'm gonna just sit here for 10 seconds. The first thought that I just had was about business. In particular, I've been working to implement some new classes because my kids just started school and I want to make sure we have enough going on in the business to generate the proper amount of revenue so that the company can do what it needs to do. Now, everything's good, but we always want to add more. We always want to implement different things into the business. Well, I thought twice about it. And just in that moment, somebody told me, oh, well, the kids only get out at this time, so they're not going to be able to do that. Well, if I listened to what that person said, I wouldn't lunch any of those classes. But there's plenty of other kids that class is available to. There's plenty of other kids that would love to come to that class. So you have to also be careful when other people give you opinions about things or whether or not those things are helpful. You have to do your own research because once again, somebody could be pushing their own limiting beliefs or lack thereof on you with their opinion. And so if somebody says something to you and they don't believe it's possible with what you're trying to say, maybe that's something that's in their subconscious mind and that's how they see the situation. But that doesn't mean that that's true. So we got to take a second to sit down and think about what we actually think about and where it comes from, man. Like $10,000 ain't a lot of money. Is it? I don't know. I'm grateful for everything, but listen, why not 500,000? Why not $1 million? It's enough to go around. But who taught you the value of money? Who taught you financial literacy? Or did you even learn it? Or are you actually going through the process where you're learning it now and you're having to fix some mistakes? And now you got experience and now you're working to grow and move forward. So I think everybody, whether it's your family, your friends, somebody's got to teach you something when you're little. As you grow up, you either get taught that you could have anything in the world and it's possible, or maybe you grow up and lack in limitation. Either way, you can shift your paradigm and you don't have to play the game of life by those old rules if they don't serve you. Now, if the rules serve you and you learn what you need to learn and you're well off and doing what you need to do and you got good thoughts, you got positive energy, you got confidence, you ain't worried about no insecurities, you ain't worried about what nobody say about you, that's fine, great. But for some people out there, you might be in stagnation. You might feel stuck. You might feel like you got low confidence. First of all, I'm here to tell you that you can do anything that you put your mind to. So you should stay focused, stay dedicated, stay determined, and never give up. But Tim Buckley Talks. I bring you philosophy, motivation, inspiration, and most importantly, something to think about. So I want you to stay open-minded and encouraged. Now, if you found this video helpful, man, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to this channel because this is gonna be a channel where we work to go deep within. So I want everybody to feel like family and community. And it's time to work. It's time to get what you deserve. It's time to get the best results. It's time to get better results, like incremental. We just want to take steps. Then we want to take leaps and bounds. See, it's time to make it happen. And you got what it takes. Make sure you hit the follow button, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share, leave a comment. Let's work.